Hi, my name is Dr. Ilya Skolnikoff, and I met Dr. Francis about 8 years ago. I was in chiropractic school at Life Chiropractic. Actually, I was at a school called Southern California University of Health Sciences, Los Angeles College of Chiropractic, and I was asking about chiropractors who taught the applied kinesiology course, and because I'd gotten a lot of good results from another chiropractor who had been treating me using applied kinesiology. And everybody kept talking about this guy, Dr. Francis. He was real serious, but it was a really good course. So I would drive up with another friend of mine in school from Whittier, California, up to San Jose, Santa Clara, California. We were doing that about once every couple months. It was quite a drive. It's about 6 or 7 hours each way. And he was very good at teaching the course and entertaining, and I started learning a lot, and then I started studying with him a couple years later the more advanced techniques, and my practice thrived and things went really well because I was able to treat people that other healthcare providers weren't able to treat. In other words, people with rheumatoid arthritis or Hashimoto's or even Graves' disease or other kinds of really complex chronic disorders. I was able to actually help them often really quickly. People who are on thyroid medications for a couple of years were able to get off their medications in a few visits. So it was a pretty dramatic change. And Dr. Francis is one of the most profoundly educated and gifted people when it comes to healing. He has a way of creating systems so that instead of just guessing what's happening with a person's health, he can determine with very left brain sort of analytical systems that may seem esoteric but are actually very scientific and very time-tested, that utilize different methods of diagnosing and treating from a variety of different disciplines like naturopathy, homeopathy, herbs, nutrition, chiropractic, podiatry, and acupuncture, and all different types of fields of healthcare. So person, when they're not doing well, they can not always, but most of the time, you can help people mostly quickly in most cases to get better. I can't help every single person on the planet who's not well, but it's pretty rare if people go and see him continually that he wouldn't be able to help. So I'm in San Rafael, California. I have an office called Triad of Health Family Healing Center, and I specialize in helping women with hormonal imbalances and people who have trouble with their thyroid gland. Since I've gotten such dramatic results with my patients, I've gotten a bunch of them to do testimonials, kind of like the testimonial I'm doing now, where they explain the type of things that were happening with their health before they came to see me and the results that they got with their health since getting treated a number of visits. And the testimonials are pretty dramatic. You can always take a look if you'd like at www.triadofhealth.net. So that's www.triadofhealth.net. And if you just go to patient reviews and then video testimonials, it sort of speaks for itself. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you also have a Facebook page?
I have a Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/OneStopPainDoc. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. We'll find you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much, Doctor.
Thank you. By the way, before I came to see Dr. Francis, I was having a variety of different health concerns. What had happened was I was really burnt out from having worked with this environmental and health company for a number of years, so I was just like a person who's burnt out. I had a full-blown thyroid condition, actually. I would take a handful of pills to wake up in the morning and a handful of pills to go to sleep at night. I was taking more pills throughout the day. They weren't drugs, they were nutrients, but nobody should take as many nutrients as I was taking. So one of the reasons I specialize in helping people with thyroid disorders is people who have thyroid dysfunction are always needing lots of different nutrients to help their body feel better because nobody's really addressed the underlying cause of their thyroid not working right. So at any rate, I was taking all these different pills, and I had a lot of pain between my shoulder blades and pains and aches throughout my body. I had these minor headaches. I had irritable bowel syndrome. I was having foggy thinking. I never ever told anyone I was getting depressed, but I was getting fairly depressed, fairly often. So it just was not a good scene. I was really having a lot of trouble concentrating in school also, and as you can imagine, being in chiropractic school, it's not a good time to not be able to concentrate. So to make matters worse, for some reason things continued to be not so good. So once I finished chiropractic school, I ended up living at a place where later we found there was mold in the place I was living. So I lived in a place where there was mold. We found out that there was mold in the car I was driving. There was mold in the gym that I worked at. And then when I moved my office from one office to another, the old office had mold, and I didn't think that maybe the new office would have mold. So there was mold in the new office. So I was exposed to mold for many, many years, which is really serious. So it took a while for me to get better, but finally, instead of having cloudy thinking and low energy and all kinds of symptoms that people who've been exposed to mold have, like changes in vision, changes in mood, difficulty with digestion, when a person has a fungal infection, they feel terrible. They tend to have trouble sleeping. They can't think clearly. They have different aches and pains. They sometimes get headaches. They have all kinds of difficulties. So those difficulties are all gone. Luckily now I have tons of energy throughout the day. I'm a little bit healthier than most 35-year-olds. I'm 46 years old, and I feel good. I look pretty good. So Dr. Francis has helped with changing my health around completely.
So Dr. Francis treated you?
Dr. Francis was the only healthcare provider that I've been seeing. I've been seeing him for about 7.5 or 8 years, give or take. And like I said, I was having a lot of trouble just processing information before I saw Dr. Francis. Everything seemed really complicated to me. So I've been able to really concentrate a lot better since I saw him. Also, I was tired. I didn't seem to ever feel well rested. Even if I slept 8 or 10 hours, I still felt tired. Now if I sleep 8 or 10 hours, I'm on top of the world, and everything's going great. So I really appreciate Dr. Francis for what he's done and how he supported me. I think I'd be in a lot of trouble right now if it weren't for Dr. Francis. So thank you.
Thank you.